welcome back. You are still tuned into Funtastic Fridays here at News Talk 93 FM. And from you hear that song, you know what time it is. It is time for Talk the Ting with Kimmie. And as you know, this is part 2 of a 2-part discussion. It is 24 things to do before 2024 ends. So last week we were supposed to cover 12 things, but instead we covered 11. So I have 13 things to cover today, but it just so turned out that today is December 13th, so you never know. Probably it did start a plan without start a plan. You know, with like a plan, one of a plan.
Okay.
But it did plan. But the plan worked. Right? So we're gonna get into it. If it is that you missed the first 11 tips, just know that every single Talk the Ting with Kim episode is recorded and is shared on our YouTube channel. And I tell you guys, there's some informative things there, some things to really consider, like analyzing your budget, checking your health, finding a doctor, clearing out the thing that in your yard where you don't need, the thing that you keep on. I say, I'm going to use that one day soon. And it's been several years now, and you've not used that one day soon. Actually, you find new things and add to the pile, and the pile just not going nowhere, right? So information like that and more is on our YouTube channel, so just go and check it out. So I'm going to start from tip number 12, so we ended at 11 last week, and we're just going to discuss it. If there's any tips that you think belongs on the list, feel free to send us a message via WhatsApp at 876-792-3530. That's 876-792-3530. And if it is that you join us on the Instagram Live, you can always drop your comments there as well. We always appreciate your feedback, any questions, anything that you think that person should also focus on doing before the year ends. All right? So let's get right into it.
Let's go.
Good. Ready? All right. I'm sorry, the music, it's just so, it's hyping me up.
Yeah.
All right. So set a learning goal.
This is number 13?
This is number 12.
Number 12, okay.
Set a learning goal. Right? So why not add a new skill to your tool, or something new that you want to learn, whether it's a new skill, whether it's a new business, whether it's a new career path, something that levels you up in some way.
Yeah.
Whether you say, all right, every day me I eat steamed fish and bami, every day me I eat callaloo, I want to try Spanish cuisine, I want to try African cuisine, something that you just go outside of the box, right? So why not add a new skill to your toolbox?
Yeah.
Whether it's mastering a new language as well, it could be that. It could be like, what? If I do travel, or maybe, certain people, we traveled the other day and they struggle with Spanglish. I'm going to call it Spanglish because it was very much Spanglish I was using. But, like learn a new language, a new master it. If it is that you did learn the basics, because enough of it, that's what happened. We learned the basics in school, but then we never used it, so we lose it.
Yeah.
Drawback feet, right?
Russia.
Perfecting a dish, diving into a new software, getting a new hobby. Like people like me can't swim. I'm going to start learning the other day. I do a little something, and then I haven't been back. It's like I need to get back into that. So something new, right? That's how we grow. That's how we improve. That's how we widen our perspective on things. So challenge yourself. And this actually keeps your mind sharp and your confidence high. So what's one new skill you want to learn, Mr. Fresh?
New skill? I think I have more brush up.
Learning or brush up.
Yeah. I want to brush up on Spanglish,
Mm-hmm.
Do some more brushing up on it. New skill.
Have you ever wanted to paint, draw, sculpt?
Well, I would say new skill. I mean, I went into an interview for, where I try to brush up on really acting and the little theater. So I went into an interview and they said, listen, do you know any tactical, abilities or... So I said, no, but I said, I need to start work on that. So tactical ability, working along with knives, ropes, even some sort of weaponry. But I mean, you have to have it, but just training. For example, if you're in a
stuntman.
Yeah, well, not necessarily stuntman, but just in case.
Yeah.
For example, you don't want you to play a role of a security or police officer or something like that.
For maneuver.
Just stand up there and give you a little role as they go crossing guard. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah. So I think that would have been even, a good attraction to add on to the routine. Probably know if you jump to fence, to flick, to roll and survive. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, probably on the stuntman side of thing, but not necessarily just stuntman, but these are skills that some men are good with. So
that's true.
Yeah. If a situation reach, I say, no man, if only we can get up there and get to plug out the lights.
Spider-Man the thing.
Yeah, it might not be myself, but even know what to do.
To Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, first we can do lock our arms like this.
Yeah.
As Jamaica would say, soldier man climb. Yeah, those kind of abilities. Yeah, people in the army might know, but you don't be in the army to know how to do these things.
Exactly.
So I think learning. Yeah, just building up my tactical abilities.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, it's swimming because I did start learning. I did make a progress. I actually trust myself a little bit to float in the water. If I just imagine, say, the floating thing can work. I say everybody else do it, but I mind it just can't work.
Yeah.
So I would say that, and maybe a new cuisine. Like there's this lady. She's actually originally from China, but then she lives in Canada and she's traveled a lot. And she's always posting like dishes she make, and it's always from different cuisines, and to know that her cuisine knowledge is just so wide. I'm like, I'd like to do that. Imagine this Christmas more switch up things.
Yeah.
When I go full Jamaica, I drop in some Spanish dish, some paella, and like something like that. I would like to have like a 1 and 2 other dish from another country on the Christmas dinner table. So for me, like learning another cuisine, whether it's directly from someone from a different country or as we know everything they find YouTube.
Yeah. I mean that's the thing with me. I did some of that in college where we did Mexican and we did Italian and so I have an idea. So like stuff like that, brushing up would be good, and I don't even worry about some of that because really and truly it's just the time I want to have. And anyway, just as I said, brush up on like a YouTube video and you just get your ingredients together and do it. Because most of those stuff, you just follow the steps. So it's not that crazy to try. But what I would also say is like swimming as well. I can swim, but Kim, I'm not so good at floating.
I can float. I cannot swim.
Alright, so we'll talk to each other.
These are the things.
And the reason why I'm not so good at floating, I don't know why, because I like the pity I used to float and make the start. But when we stop and break swimming, we pause swimming.
Yeah.
Right, so there was a big pause, like a 3-5 year gap, where I didn't know, no sense in the swimming.
One day, me and my siblings, we all went out on beach in Ochi, and one of my friend them just text it for me today and said, listen, you're going to learn something today. Yeah. And he spent a while, I'm going to say, telling me just relax. And he, held me from whatever, till eventually reach a point where him start moving hand or whatever. And then I realized I could actually do it. Eventually, I didn't need him to start me off. I could get it started. And then one of my brothers was like, we never see Kimmie in the water salon yet. Everybody come up with food both 3 times. I told him I had to catch up all the time in life that I wasn't able to do this.
Yeah,
so when everybody had food, I was just floating.
Floating away.
Right? So I realized I lost a bit of it. But you see, once I start doing it again, it comes back.
Yeah, so, as I say, it is brush up, but that's not funny.
Yeah, because I never get to do it long enough to be like,
I've taught persons to float.
And you can't float.
I've not been floating. I can't, as I say, I'm not the full floater. People supposed to float and float. Yeah. I can survive, but I can swim. So
we need to exchange.
Yeah, I can paddle and stay in one place. I can thread and do all them things. But when it comes to this line back, I relax on the water and float, something in my eyes, something,
The only thread we can do a needle and thread. So we're going on to tip number 13. And this is perform a technology audit. And I know this one sounds serious, right? It sounds like what kind of business we're doing, right?
What in the Mark Zuckerberg are you talking about?
But
Elon Musk.
You need to look into, how's your digital life looking? Go through your emails, clear your phone storage, unsubscribe from the unnecessary subscription and back up important data. So you see the decluttering always say in your home, a lot of us have it digitally. We phone have a bunch of memes and videos and nothing for doing it. And we don't open it in 6-7 years. All more years on the phone did exist.
We need these pictures.
The other day, my Google storage tell me somebody for pay for storage. Or I go through the amount of meme and video. No, nothing for do with me personally. It was funny at that point. But You know, and I had to go through and I cleaned up so much data. That was because they forced me this my story.
Yeah.
But
They actually didn't force you. They told you that you could pay it.
no, I didn't want to. You weren't gonna catch me
Kimmie's
with
like
that.
the same thing.
I will go through and I went through, guys. When I tell you some delete things, I delete a whole heap, and the only thing I left really was like family video, like those meaningful stuff. Cause either family videos, work videos, like some videos from some 3 jobs back, you know, things that you enjoyed in the moment or people you enjoyed their company. Exactly. Everything else went and it cleared up so much storage. So I'm just saying
that can teach me say some videos are a lot of storage. That's all I know.
Yeah, some is a lot.
Some videos I'm like, why is there 1 gig? Well look I look at 5 minute video, 2 minute video.
Them kids a while ago still we actually pay for the storage now, but
no, I paid as well because I go across 3, 4, 5 email addresses and all of them are gonna be using some sort of storage. So
well for me
I need to do that.
The decluttering I did was a couple of years ago. I'm a gateway, right? But no, it catch up with me,
no,
you know.
I know what happened now to Kim. If you're doing this whole backing up of your phone and then
you're backing up.
The videos nowadays are bigger than the one because everything get more high quality, you know.
And I think intentionally.
Of course.
So we could have buy them storage.
Of course. Everything.
So they catch me this week still. Was it 2 days I come up here for?
And there's a space saver option, so you can use that as well where they compress some of the videos to save space. So you can try that. I did that and clear up. You tell them man in our utilities, check it out.
So we're gonna say, ladies and gentlemen, start the new year decluttered. I promise you there's lots of videos and stuff in your phone. You didn't tell yourself say you're safe if you're already there or you're safe because it was funny. And then you look at it and it's like 2014 you did have it there. You know, and because it moved from your Google storage, it moved to the new phone and all them something there. Guys, just go over and take out all these.
And sometimes Kim talk about the digital film, but you know, and sometimes we just check on the regular things them as well. So even your phone case, sometimes when last you pull out the phone case off
when not you replace it, clean it, wipe it down.
One day because I take up wallet to me, I take out to my son and book up on some people. I said, wait, what is that there, son? See the guy wallet from 8 days ago just. So, you know, your phone case, your laptop bag, these digital areas, in the cassette, CD player, whatever, take out some of my stuff and clean them out, dust them out.
I strongly support that, right? So as we said, perform a technology audit.
Yeah.
And just whatever is not serving you, especially the subscription then, because me have some too. Some way you accidentally subscribe to, or you do some research and for you to read the page, you had to subscribe. All kind of things. So when I was doing studies, that's what kept happening. It said to continue on this page, you have to allow us to email you or whatever. And because I needed the information, I allowed it. Now we need to go through and unsubscribe.
Yeah, man, we need to do that, man.
From all them random things. All you see are promotions and subscription in the email. 1,000 of them. Now every day you get more than next 100. Right? So that's
like an email from BJ's.
Right? BJ's Wholesale Club. Right? But you just have to go in and clear up that information. So as we say, perform a technology audit. Number 15. Reconnect with nature. So before the year ends, plan a day to immerse yourself in nature. Take a hike, visit a park, or even stargaze. Yeah, we know we're not gonna say we're not doing something there in Jamaica, but some people do. Especially if you have like a nice little balcony or something. Just take a moment, not be in a rush to do anything, not have the devices distracting you, the background noise on Netflix. Clear all of that. And just be silent for a moment and just actually enjoy nature. Right? If you can, if you have the yard space, go out and sit down on the grass. Actually, there was a nurse I was talking to and he was like, listen, you know, say if you're sick, you can just go outside and stand up on the grass barefooted and you get better over time, right? And I was like, what are you talking about?
You become a tree.
What he said is like, people don't know, but
nature grounds you.
Nature grounds you. And him say, nothing as slippers or nothing. Because that's what him do. When him start feel slippers and so enough how we go and take pill and all that, him say, Kim, I literally go walk on over the grass outside and it gets better because it's like you're regrounding yourself. Because we're all connected in some way. So he was explaining it to me. I won't try to re-explain it because I don't know if I didn't I got the basic gist. I never get the well detailed information that he gave me, you know, from somebody that is in the health profession. But it didn't make sense because we connected.
I mean, part of it just simply says, guys. I mean, they've been telling kids to do this from the look of it, and adults as well. Go outside. Like you need look of sun, vitamin D from the sun. You need to interact with plants and so on.
You know,
animals.
my favorite thing
That's
is,
a part of life. So people who are short in these things, yeah, they'll have deficiencies elsewhere.
you know what my favorite thing is? Waking up early and feeling the fresh air. Like,
Morning.
to feel the morning air is so different from the rest of the day. The air just feels crisp and fresh. Like I can't explain it no other way.
Before
But the
everybody
air
gets up and
before
start
yeah,
pulling
before
place.
everybody gets up and the noise start pollute and the smog from the cars and before all of that, like right when the sun just gone, you know you get that little dim going into a bright day and the air just light. It does almost feel like natural AC. That's my favorite thing. I don't always get up to enjoy it, but when I do and I'm early enough, I go outside. I'm gonna stand up out there for no reason at all. Just inhale, and that is when I take the opportunity to do like deep breathing. Because more out of the fresh air they go in.
Soak it up.
You know, it's like I'm like, if we don't deep breathe deeply any other time, I do it in that moment, right? So that's one of my favorite things. Fresh air early morning. If you can, do that. But if that's not your thing, do whatever it is. But find something that basically allows you to be with nature. You know, go for a walk, go for a hike, go on at a park. There's, you know, Hope Zoo, Hope Gardens, Devon House, all of that. Just go to do something with nature, you know? And I encourage you guys, take a moment, even if it's like a 10 minutes, and just silence yourself from like all the distractions. I found those moments to be peaceful. How we don't do it. In that moment, you realize how we don't stop from all the things that we're concerned and tied up with. You're just going and going and going. And now when you go sleep, you know, it's all probably end up in a dream. And when you wake up, your first thought is, what did you do today? Or what did you forget yesterday? Like, just take a moment and clear your mind. Because later on, do business about nothing for the next 5 minutes. And I promise you, it is so calming. And I haven't done that in a while, so I'm going to do that soon, right? Alright. So, next on the list, number 16. Set a bucket list for 2025.
Bucket.
Right?
Alright.
So it's not
Things
just
you wanna
like for the rest of your life bucket list for 2025. Like 3 things I'm always want to experience. Whether somebody want experience snow, like something we mentioned earlier, or you want
skydiving, parasailing.
Exactly. Even if it's not that extreme, you say you want to go on different parish.
Yeah.
Most people say we do experience other parishes. I actually said last year and it never happened, so I'm gonna see if I can do it this year. I wanted that picture at every sign. I was saying throughout the year I need a picture at that at Kingston, you know, the big
I'm
Kingston
at
sign.
7.
I have 0.
I told MV that I would beat him. I don't know if MV had done anything, but he was like, you know, if we started the picture because I was going in the parishes. But yeah, I'm at about 7. And the thing is that, yeah, when you drive, really, you don't really get to stop, you know. But when you really think about the challenge,
when you make the plan for yourself, the minute you see the sign. So I told myself I was gonna do it last, but this year,
and it's not crazy, you know, because
it's not
stopping at one sign, you're gonna stop at 2 most cases, so it's not bad.
Exactly. So I told myself I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna work on it even harder for 2025. So I need a picture at every sign. That means I would have gone to at least one place in that
parish. I don't think there's a sign for Kingston.
I think somebody would say, yeah, I'm going to have to take like a sign that just shows, say, all right, from me to the sign, no, say Kingston.
I do
you know?
At airports.
Yeah, something like that, right? But that's my little challenge to myself. Others, if it is that you are intrigued, do that. But set a bucket list for 2025. Start dreaming about next year and drafting a fun and exciting list of things you want to try, places you want to visit, and experiences you've been postponing. And it don't have to be the foreign international thing. We have a lot of places here. Like how Negril now have dining in the sky. It may not be very cheap, I'm assuming, because I don't even check the cost, but I'm assuming it costs something. Do your research and say, all right, by mid-year or by next year, December, I'm going there. These things aren't out of your reach, you know. You just have to plan towards it. You probably can't get up overnight and do it, but if you plan towards it, I promise you, you'd be surprised how much of these things are in reach. Kind of how I plan for the hype phone, and I plan for the hype shoes, and I plan for the hype clothes, and the hype wig, and all that, but we can't plan for experiences. And then till they buy it to Jamaica too expensive, we can't afford it. It's expensive enough, but we can't afford it. We can't do something to make it achievable.
The crazy thing, half of the time, some of the things that we say we can't afford, we're spending that money on something else. I just that.
Exactly.
Like people are like, oh my gosh, we wish we could have got a circus. How much we got a circus? Let's say them say $5,000. You're like 5,000. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't get where I get $5,000 from. But if you think about it, every day this week you buy KFC for 1.5. Come on.
You're more than spending it.
You're more than spending it. So
but it leads back to priorities.
Yeah, priorities, budget, and plan. That's all it.
It leads back to priorities.
It's not too crazy.
Somebody will look on somebody and say, boy, I mean, I never spend on the phone there. And then the person that with the phone, I look for somebody who travel. Boy, I mean, I never spend on forgot.
A trip to Cuba.
I'm like,
and the trip to Cuba is 120 and the phone at 150.
150, right?
Yeah, so,
and if the phone drop and broke tomorrow, you don't have a phone. But the trip to Cuba is an experience that nobody can take away from you. Yeah. Right? So it just leads back to your priorities. So it's not that when you can't afford it, if you don't really want to do it, you can work towards it, right? So create that 2025 bucket list. Yeah. It don't have to be too crazy, just new experiences.
And you have some even trips to this Caribbean islands, where when your budget total like a 60,000.
It's cheaper than the hotel them yourself.
So you can't tend it. Yeah.
Exactly. Only can't tend it. Alright, so the next one is tip number 17. Reach out to someone you've lost touch with. You man, that one is deep. So guess what? You see whoever crossed in the mind a while ago? That person is the person who need to reach out. There's a reason that person just crossed your mind, right? If the minute I said that one particular person or two particular persons crossed your mind, then it means that they're of some sentimental value, and for whatever reason they're not communicating anymore. And the reality is, other things can be solved through communication, right? So rekindle a friendship or connect with someone who crossed your mind but hasn't crossed your phone screen or your call log in a while. A simple message can go a long way. So there's also persons that you love them from afar, when them cross your mind, it's like a fond thought and you hope they're okay, but you've never really messaged them to say, hey, you're good. What you up to? Have like a 5-minute conversation. It may not be what it used to be, but this person is still or was of value, and just lose communication, So whoever has Mr. crossing the mind, because usually that's when you know who really you want to rekindle something with. It can even be a whole relationship once it's healthy for you, or once it's full of business. But I'm just saying, make that effort, because the reality is life short. I've heard siblings were them cuss and argue and whatever, and them not talk for years, and then eventually when one pass away, them, oh my God, it never that serious. Why would we wait till somebody pass if we can't say it never that serious? We couldn't realize that before? Actually watched the same later data thing, and one of the men, he was like in his 70s, and he was asked like, what's one of the things, on a woman on the date said, what's one of the things that you'd say, you regret and wish you could redo? And he said, when I was a young man, I never used to really get too much trouble, but there was one time, but it starts as I act out a bit, and my dad, he reprimanded me. And the night, him basically put me in a place. This is a Jamaican interpretation. Put me in a place and all these things. And him disciplined me, but then at the end of it, him said, but remember, I love you, right? And him said he was so upset, because of course, he feel like my big man now. He was so upset, and him never tell him love him too. And the next morning, his father passed away. And up to this day, the man reached 70, and him still regret it, because he never saw the value. Yeah, at the time, as a young, because he was like 14, 15 or something, doesn't say. And up to this day, he reached 70s, and him still regret it. So why wait until then? So reach out to somebody you have lost touch with. Is there anybody that you think you have lost touch with that you think would be worth reconnecting with? Is there?
Okay.
Anybody cross your mind?
None not come to mind. But I'm sure there are. Probably as I go through the phone or the contacts or whatever. But yeah, I did catch up with a friend from college recently, so it was a good vibe. I haven't seen them in about 15 years, so that was a good experience.
But you're only 16, so what do you mean?
Weird one.
1 year old in a college.
But yeah, it was a good experience, laughing and talking about the whole time. So yeah, nostalgic, but it shows you how time has,
changed.
Actually passed on.
Yeah, and you know one of the best things with that is that sometimes there are things that you even forget, and somebody's remind you, you're like, oh yeah, that did happen, you know, and you realize the impact you have on people because there's also people that you probably never that close to, but you come across them path. I've had persons like on social media, but never close to them in a high school, right? But then we bonded, I guess, as
After.
adults. And they're like, how were we not friends in high school?
Different lifestyle,
right?
different ways of life. I tell you.
Exactly.
We learned that from primary to the chances are from primary school to high school. We learned that. So you know, yeah. So it's really different. As I said, time changes things. Sometimes it's just a way of life.
Mhm.
And yeah, sometimes yes, it's that you show them say your values can still be there, and you can tell, you know, you can have that little talk. Yeah, man, it was a good experience. And then you look for some old posts and listen to people talk about some activities. It was a good thing, man. Things we never remember. I said, wow, those are some simpler days, you know.
Man, it's like I saw a virgin of mine. He posted his daughters just graduated from my old prep school, right? And back in the days, guys, I was a netball star, you know. Everybody there say, yo, you gotta read Sunshine Girls, but long story short, I never continued.
Kim wasn't a netball fan.
No, I did love it. You could have put me in any position on the court.
Your past netball.
So when I was in high school, when I started, apparently the doctor claims that there was like something that happened to me health-wise. No, not me, health-wise. And the doctor told me, say, you need to stop all sports, right? He told me it was something serious and whatever, and because I was getting sick over and over and over. Long story short, after a year, he told me, say, whatever it is that we thought we saw, we're not seeing it anymore. So, like, by then, no, like, I was just not, I lost it. But back then, oh my God, everything that, well, you could have put me in any role. No, never. A year out of it, I'm really worried about my health. And then I was like a top ball shooter too. Yeah, I'm telling you, netball was my thing.
People, we're gonna wait for the footage. We're gonna ask her for the footage.
I can put you guys on the people can tell you.
We don't want to hear no story. We want to see the footage. Must have two pictures.
Back then, cell phone never really that dominant for a show, you know. But I was pretty good. I was really good. My father always said, you know, I always imagined to Sunshine Girls they could play for that. You were that good. A talent scout. I think I told you guys this already. A talent scout overseas came and asked, you know, my parents, if I could ask my mom if they could, you know, scout me for their team. And mom was like, you are sending my one daughter got parents for them, you know. So that's why I never went. But I was actually, yeah, I was, you know. But yes, guys, we're gonna go to a break. You know, that was like a segue story time. But when we get back, we're gonna go through the rest of the list. We're gonna get through them all today, so you can jot them down and work on them over the next 2.5 weeks before the year done. Oh my God, that's around the corner.
News 12,